Yeah. Certainly, it is a law to have kids tested at 1 and 2 years of age. Not a lot of parents understand that. In fact, not a lot of healthcare providers understand that. Unfortunately, some healthcare providers think, oh, my family's in my practice, they don't live in old homes, or their homes are freshly painted, we don't have to worry about it. And that's not the case. Regardless of where people live, where families live, what condition their homes are in, kids need to be tested at 1 and again at 2 years of age. And that is critically important. And so we are trying to not only educate parents, but healthcare providers as well, that they need to continue to do this. Because it may not be lead paint poisoning that's obtained from your personal home, but what about where they go, where they spend a lot of their time? What about a babysitter's home? What about a grandparent's home? What about the daycare centers? So these are all potential resources or sources of lead poisoning that may go undetected unless the child is tested, both at 1 and 2 years of age, but also if a mom, a parent, or a healthcare provider has any question about, gee, was my child exposed recently? They went into an older home, maybe a behavior question. The child can be tested even times other than 1-2 years of age. And sometimes I've tested at 6 months of age because I had some concern about the possibility of lead paint poisoning in the environment. Now,
you bring up a good point, this idea that, it's only 1 and 2, but honestly, if you can get a test up to age 18,
right.
And if you think you're living in a place that you might be exposed to, I mean, that's good practice. And then also, asking your doctor, what was the test number and all of that stuff, and requesting your doctor to do the test.
Or your nurse practitioner.
We also,
or the nurses in your practice, they often are the ones that follow the labs of the patients in that practice. And it's nurses in many of the practices that are really on top of it for lead paint poisoning and getting kids tested. Linda, were you going to say something?
Some of the physicians that I've spoken with, we encourage them, if it's a winter baby, to also test them at the halfway mark, because that's when they're outside more, they're out on those peeling porches more.
Good idea.
So we ask them, hit them at 18 months.